Hey, what's up guys? It's Fruity, and what is this, back in Crash 1 again already? Hey, I already told you we were gonna do a part 18 extra bonus, and to kick things off with this episode, we're gonna be taking on the prototype version of Sunset Vista. So, I'll give a little bit of backstory. The prototype version of the original Crash is basically a build of the game from about 4 months before the game was released, from April 1996. Yeah, April. And, basically, it was discovered 5 years ago now, late 2011. It's crazy to think it was that long ago now. But yeah, it was leaked onto the internet, and there are so many differences between the prototype and the finished game. I'll probably end up doing a let's play of the prototype at some point in the future, not for a fair while. I've got enough Crash 1 on this channel for now. But basically, um, Sunset Vista, as it already is the longest and hardest level in the game, in the finished Crash Bandicoot. In the prototype, it is even longer and even harder, unbelievably. It's just insane. So here I am, I've put in a special cheat code to unlock all levels. You just have to hold down L1 and R1 on the title screen. Only works in the prototype, of course. It was probably so the developers could easily access all levels. You know, a bit of a quick way of accessing them. And here I am at Sunset Vista. As you can see, the map screen is drastically different. It's actually like 2D concept art sort of dealio instead of the finished 3D map models. I kind of like these concept arts, but I think that the 3D map models are better in the end. But I still think it would have been cool if this art could have gotten into the game somehow as like a little bit of an extra or something. But regardless of that, I'll be talking about that if I do a Let's Play this down the line. It shouldn't be too long of a Let's Play, in all honesty. But, yeah, let's jump right into Sunset Vista, selecting the level. I'm going to put down a save state as we enter the level, because I'll be going in with only 4 lives, and this is a hard level, I'm not going to lie. It's really tough. The hardest Crash level ever made, in my opinion. Well, probably. I don't know. I've become a little bit accustomed to it, although I think I've only beaten it like twice before. I didn't get to play the prototype until last year. Yeah, I didn't get around to playing it until last year, so one thing you'll notice immediately in the prototype is that there's no music. They hadn't put the music in the game yet, so we're just gonna have to... Oh, I'm dead already. Yeah, screwy hitboxes. This is an unfinished game, of course, so... Yeah, no music, unfortunately. You'll just have to listen to my beautiful voice. But yeah, there's a lot of differences you can already see, like these platforms going back to their original positions really slowly. There's so much stuff like that. And, you know, I'll talk about all this stuff in due course when I do a playthrough of the full prototype. But for now, I really just wanted to take on the prototype Sunset Vista for this Let's Play. And do it no spin, of course. We're still going under no spin rules here. I'm not going to bother to try and beat the level without dying, because A, it's really hard, as I said, and B, there were actually no gems in the prototype version of the game. They were actually one of the late additions to this game, when Naughty Dog realized, you know, we want to add some extra stuff for completionists, and as a result, there's actually no gems, no gem roots in the prototype, and that's one of the reasons why this is a much quicker game to beat, because beating the game is 100%ing the game, so if I do a Let's Play of this, it'll be much shorter, even if it is a no-spin run, which I guess I might as well do, and oh jeez, I came so close to dying there. See how hard this is? We've got bats at the same time as these things, although, saying that, it does seem to be a long time before they, come out. I wonder if there's still an Aku Aku in there. So yeah, this is one of the new things they've added, or was removed, that was a bit difficult, and there is no Aku Aku here. They had bats in that part, which is not in the final Sunset Vista. I believe this bit is slightly different too. I think they removed that first wall thing. Basically, just the whole level overall is harder than it is in the final game. And you'll see that particularly when we get to the end of the level, because there is a lot of stuff that's being made much harder at the end of the level. But of course, you'll find out about that in due course. Trust me, it's insane. Wait, what? Oh, come on, that was stupid. That was actually stupid. Alright, I'm gonna put a save state here, because again, I don't want to go back to the start of the level if I, game over. And let's face it, it's only fair that I should be able to use save states every time I get a checkpoint, because really I should have like 99 lives. Like if I was playing the whole game up to this point, I would. Except I actually wouldn't, because in the prototype version of the game, you can only get up to 9 lives. Yes, the levels in the prototype are harder than they are in the finished game, and yet you can only have an 11th of the levels you can, or the lives you can get in the finished version of the game. It's so ridiculous. Ah, jeez. This part of the level is more or less the same, though. I think the flame cycles are slightly different. They stay out for a little longer. There we go. That box stack is still there, and we still get it the same way. You'll notice the font for Wumpa Fruits and Lives is different to the final game. It's a little more generic. Uh, it's sort of a typical 90s font, actually. Um, like this font here just looks really 90s to me, but I love it. I really like that font. Do I like it as much as the font they used in the finished game? No, I don't. The finished game's font has that very Crash-like charm to it, very unique. Whereas this font, I've pretty much seen that font before. Again, very 90s look. Not that I don't like it, of course. And look how ridiculous those jumps there were. See how it's... I'm standing in the checkpoint. Okay, that was weird. See how far that jump is? Like, just this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about that makes this level so much harder than it is in the finished game. Oh yeah, and you have to make a jump up into this nook here. This nook was removed from the final game. I kind of like this nook though, but it's not that hard to get into, so I don't think it was necessary to remove, in all honesty. And the boxes aren't there this time. This part looks like it's going to be the same. Again, it's been a fair while since I've played this level, and I've only beaten it a couple of times, so I'm not actually that familiar with all the differences that are in it. Okay, got a box stack I have to land on here, just like in the finished level. Yeah, I don't think there's much change to the vertical segments. It's mostly just the horizontal segments that are harder. Yeah, we'll be getting new life soon, so hopefully that'll help us on our way to not game over in this level. Oh, jeez. Oh boy, I forgot about this. This is a different pattern to the final level. Okay, just gotta pay attention to it. Okay, so bottom, up. Okay, I think I can do this. Oh no, okay, that wasn't right. Okay, just gotta pay attention, that's all. Okay, I think I've got it. There we go, that's how you do it. To be honest, as much as I'm saying, oh, this is the hardest Crash level I've made, I actually found when going through this level for the first time that, it's only hard if you rush it. Like, if you pay attention to a lot of the patterns, it's actually not as difficult as it looks. Like, these rocks, or, well, you know, these pusher things, for instance. I mean, they can't kill you actively. You just have to learn the pattern, and there's no way they can kill you, so... Yeah, I'm starting to see the pattern here. So what they do is... Yeah, they do that. There we go, see? As long as you just sit there, pay attention, be patient, and vigilant. Oh. Oh, it didn't hit me, okay. Hitboxes, they can work in your favor sometimes. Okay, so how's the pattern of this one work? We just pay attention to it, that's all. That's not how it worked. I didn't pay attention to it, basically. I'm gonna put a save state here, because I've only got one life left. And I don't want to have to redo all this. Okay, is that gonna... Yeah. Yeah, the bats... The bats looked like they were going up early there for some reason. Man, that is so close there. You really have to be careful with those hitboxes. So how does this work? So, the two on the outside go out twice. Then that one. And then they all go out. Okay, so when they all go out, you go across. And then the two outside ones. There we go. Like that. Exactly. Hooray. Okay, I think this works how it does in the final game. Yeah, this is the same pattern as it is in the final game, this one. There we go. Okay, this is different. These three all just come out all at once in the finished game. How does this pattern work? Okay. There we go, simple enough. Oh, now this bit's a bit different. We have one of these weirdly elevated pillars here. They're like halfway between the lower and the upper. That is very odd. Go this way. Okay, is this the same? Yeah, it's the same. There's no box stack back there this time. Oh, we have bats in this section. Seriously? Now we're talking hard. But the cycle's worked out for me, so hooray, and we got a life as well. I'm happy. Alright, that's the same. Oh, now this is harder. Look, there's a pit here this time. That was not there last time, and you've really got to time this, don't you? Okay, it goes out. Okay. Ooh, managed to do it. Okay, how does this work? This is just going in and out. Oh, really fast though. Almost didn't make it. Jeez. Whew. We're approaching the top of Sunset Vista, but we're gonna be in for a little bit of a surprise when we get to the top of this third vertical segment. A little bit of a wee surprise. Ooh, what could it be? Well, I'll tell you, it's not anything good. Okay, that section actually is a bit harder than in the finished game. Those platforms are rotating a fair bit faster. And I hit my head here. It was unfortunate. Okay, come on. Oh, what's this? Bats? Wait a minute. I can make that jump surely. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it looks like you can actually break all the boxes here without spinning on the prototype. That's pretty cool. So if this game had gems, I could probably do a gem run of it then. And there is a floating checkpoint. I love that. I love some of this weird, sort of semi-glitchy, but possibly intentional stuff. So, basically, this is what makes it hard. The 7th segment of Sunset Vista, the 4th horizontal segment, is much longer and much harder than it is in the finished game. In the finished game, it is like 2 seconds long with like one enemy. In here, in the prototype, look at what we have to deal with. We have to deal with rotating flame torches. This is the kind of stuff we have to put up with. It's just like, it isn't that hard once you've become a bit accustomed to it, but seriously, just how over the top it is, you know? Okay, now how does this work again? So, okay, I think it comes out 6 times, and then the first one goes back. So wait. Oh, I was too slow. That's a shame. It wasn't too far back, so I'm not too scared. Okay, I was lucky. Look at how fast these things are rotating. Jeez. Like, the ridiculousness, man. They surely wanted to go over the top with this level. And it's still only like halfway through the game. Like, like what were you smoking, Naughty Dog? What were you smoking? I don't know, but I want some of it, please. Oh no, no, oh yeah. Damn it, the cycle just wouldn't work out for me there. I'm not sure why that happened. It just didn't work out for me. But we're close to the end though. This is still the final segment of the level, this 4th horizontal part. It is the final countdown. Why would I sing that now? I should be doing that in like actual final moments. I don't know. Come on, work out for me, cycle, please. I'm begging you. This isn't gonna work. We need to get on a different platform. Okay, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. And that should be good enough. I hope. Ooh, oh, oh, I'm not dead. Well then, this is interesting. Goodbye. Goodbye, cool world. 0 lives. Wow, alright. Save state time, methinks. I just put one down there. And it's a good thing too, because I just died really stupidly. Okay. And I just died really stupid. Why am I getting so reckless now? I don't get it. Stop being so reckless. Okay, there's more time on that than I thought, actually. Now this time, let's not screw this up. So it goes in and out. 5, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like it's on a cycle of 10 total. That's the number I remembered, 10. Right, now this bit with the bats coming and the platforms going really fast. I think you can go around the back as a little of a safe haven. Yeah, you can. There's a box stack here. Guess what? I can't break it. Okay, so I would have a force spin this level, actually. Oh well. But this, look at this now. We've got falling platforms, the rotating ones too. Like again, that bit's not actually that hard. It's just like, for what it is, it's pretty crazy. I believe this is the final obstacle actually here. This little bit here with the rotating flame platforms. I believe I can hear the end. I can hear the end. And there's that red lizard that finished off the level in the finished game. And there we go. And the end level portal has got all these rainbow sparkles in the prototype version. So that's cool. There you go. That is the prototype Sunset Vista, arguably the hardest crash level ever made. I'm not actually sure now. Now that I've played through it, I didn't actually struggle with it that much. A little more practice, and I think I could get through that consistently without dying. Because again, it's all lots of cycles. So I don't know. Maybe Stormy Ascent is harder, and that is precisely what we're taking on next. Stormy Ascent, the cut level from the final version of the game. It is here on the prototype version of the game, but I will actually be playing it on the finished version of the game because it still exists on the final copy of the game. You can just only access it by using a cheater that is GameShark. You may have heard of it. Put in a special GameShark code and you can get into it. So I'll meet you in Stormy Ascent, and there I will explain exactly what that level is all about. See you guys then. Hey, what's up, guys? What is this? Did I just say what? Okay. What is this? Welcome to Stormy Ascent. This is the cut level from the game. It didn't make it into the final game, and you know why? It was too hard. That's right, the legendary level that was so hard, it was actually cut from the game. Stormy Ascent, this level was intended to be the final level of the game after the lab. So basically you go through the lab in Cortex's castle, then you climb out of the lab onto the castle exterior and climb up the storm to Cortex's airship. So epic just thinking about it. Particularly considering how much I love Slippery Climb, this is the second Stormy Castle wall level. And evidently I can't break these boxes without spinning. That's weird. You can do that in Slippery Climb. Can you break these ones? Wow, that's brutal. Alright, well, I want to get the gem here. Yes, you can actually get a gem here. The reason for that being, this isn't the prototype, this is the final game. Because it was cut from the game, but the developers didn't actually completely cut it off the disc. This level still exists in the disc, the final release. Every single Crash Bandicoot disc or ISO out there contains this level. Except maybe the Japanese one, I'm not sure about that. And basically, this is how it is what it is. It's a cut level, has a 4-spin for us. These 4 spins won't count towards the overall counter because, of course, this level isn't a part of the true game. And if you enter a specific GameShark code, if you have a GameShark, you can access this level. I have a permanent save state on my emulator for this level, so I don't have to worry about entering the code every single time. I have a permanent save state that I leave at the start of the level in my last slot. And so basically, this is just Slippery Climb 2.0. It's longer, it's harder, and Slippery Climb is already notorious enough as it is. So it's pretty understandable why they cut this level, but I wish they could have kept it in the final game somehow. I'm gonna break that and then get away, because there's actually a Cortex token in that. This was actually intended to be the level where you get the second key with the Cortex bonuses, and the Cortex tokens are invisible. They didn't have time to texture them or whatever in this level, so they're invisible. But you want to avoid collecting all 3 of them, because if you get all 3, it loads the bonus round, and they never actually made a bonus round for this level, so that just crashes the game, and obviously we don't want to crash the game, so that was where the first Cortex token is, and luckily I've managed to get past it without collecting it. So Stormy Ascent here, it starts off with an ascent segment, as you might expect. Just like the, that second third of Slippery Climb. And it's difficult to bounce on this without getting knocked off by these planks. Well, not planks, they're stone platforms. So I'm just going to do it one at a time, nice and slow. There we go. So, this level just has a clear gem to it when you get the gem at the end. It's not a color gem level or anything. There was no cut 7th color gem or anything like that. And there's no gem roots in it either. So it was just a final trial, nothing to do with colored gems. Although it would have had the second key in it, of course, had it been finished. As much as I love Slippery Climb, I just love these types of levels, aesthetic and music and atmosphere with just the storm and everything. I actually prefer Slippery Climb to this level. I would still like rank this level like in the top 5 if I was allowed to include it in a top 5 Crash Bandicoot levels, even if it isn't in the final game. Like if I was allowed to include it, like we're allowing cut levels in the ranking, then this would make the top 5, but it wouldn't beat Slippery Climb because I just feel Slippery Climb has a bit of a better flow to it than this level. This level has a lot of cool ideas to it, but I don't think it explores all of them quite thoroughly enough. I feel like Slippery Climb doesn't have as many ideas to it, but it explores them a little more thoroughly. It just expands on them. It's got a better flow. Like you start with the horizontal moving platforms, and eventually it goes into the straight up rotating platforms. Then it goes into the rotating platforms that are also moving back and forth. It's got a great flow of the challenge. This level, no, it's more like it feels more like a series of challenges to it, one trial after another, rather than one flowing into another. And that's not to take anything away from the level. I still love Stormy Ascent. As I said, it would crack my top 5 if we're allowed to include cut levels. I'm just explaining why I don't like it quite as much as Slippery Climb. Now this is interesting, because the level is called Stormy Ascent, yet we're descending, okay. This is probably the most interesting part of the level, just because of how strange it is. It's the only section of either of these Stormy Castle Wall levels where you descend. And it's just a series of jumps that you have to time properly on these staircases to get past these spikes here. The hitbox in that last spike is a little glitched out, I think. Sometimes it hits you if you just fall in between it and the staircase, and sometimes it doesn't. It's a little odd. One reason you might argue this level is actually easier than Slippery Climb is that, well, that was weird. Again, glitch hitboxes. Not quite a finished level, even though it's mostly complete. The hitboxes obviously weren't fixed. Oh yeah, this guy, just gotta wait. Like, he goes every second platform, so, like that. So yeah, this level, one reason you might say it's easy in Slippery Climb is it doesn't have any of those crazy jumps out of alcoves where you have to break boxes, then jump out of alcoves onto moving platforms. It doesn't have any of that. Plus, Slippery Climb only has the one permanent checkpoint and a probable second one if you unlock the bonus, the Brio bonus. Whereas this level has 3 checkpoints, and it would have had a 4th if the Cortex bonus was finished. So, in that regard, you could say it's easier level to beat. However, there's actually a huge gap between the second and third checkpoints, which makes it obviously harder. Now, that's one of my favorite part of the levels, just going across those really fast platforms that are moving in and out. It's definitely quite a challenge, that's for sure. This bit you want to be really careful of. You want to make sure... Oh, see, I screwed up. You want to make sure that you go really quick. Like that. And jump up the top and just run ahead, and there you go. I can get these boxes. It's weird, because you can get all the boxes in the alcoves in Slippery Climb that are in stacks like that, but not here. Maybe that was another thing they didn't have time to fix before they cut the level. They didn't bother to fix before they cut the level. Because that is literally the only reason this level is cut, not because it's really glitchy or anything. They would have fixed all these glitches. Particularly one, since you can actually jump on those birds when they're really low and get hit by the spikes through the bird. No, the reason it was cut was literally just because it was too hard. The Naughty Dog thought this level was too hard for the game. They thought too many people wouldn't beat the game if this level was in it. And they didn't have time to make the level easier or put it in as an Easter egg before the game was released. Which I think is a little, like, how long does it take to put this level in as an Easter egg? Like a cheat code to access it or something, you know? Oh, gods. Okay, I think... Was that my first death? I don't know, I was trying to go for the gem here, wasn't I? Well, that's a real shame, because I actually do really want to go for the gem here. Maybe I'll do a second run of the level. I still have lots more things to say about this level, because it's... I'm not actually talking too much about the obstacles, I'm just sort of talking about the backstory and stuff. But, yeah, I don't think it would have taken that much work to just put in a cheat code to access this level, surely. I think that wouldn't have been too hard at all. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a game programmer. I can't presume to know what's easy and what isn't about making a game, but I don't think, just from instinct, I don't feel like it would be that hard to put a cheat code in to access the level. I'm not sure when they cut this level though. It might have been an 11th hour thing when they cut this level. They just like a couple of weeks before release or something. Maybe then I could understand not having enough time to do it. I mean, the level does have a gem in it after all, so obviously it was after they added gems to the game. But yeah, here we go. This is the end of the level. That's Stormy Ascent for you. And it just it says it's gonna take you back to the map, but it pretty much just reloads the game. See, I'm gonna try and go for the gem there. Actually, I'm still not finished talking about this stuff about this level, so I'll catch you guys in a moment. Alright, here we are, my friends. We are back at the beginning of Stormy Ascent. I'm going to set down another quick access save state here, so I can get back here quickly if I die. And let's just keep talking about the level. Hey, you know, let's just pretend like I didn't even finish the level when it's back here at the start, and I was talking about it for like 5 minutes, whatever. See, I didn't have time to cut it. I think it would have been really cool, like, as a last resort, have it as a level that's unlocked by a cheat code, but I think it would have been really cool to have this as, like, the third key level. Like, have the lab have a key in it, and have it unlock this level. Have the third Cortex bonus with a key, and have it unlock Stormy Ascent. And then have Stormy Ascent on the map screen, have it on top of that little offshoot tower thing that comes off Cortex's castle, but doesn't actually have any levels on it on the map's model. Whoa, that was close. But as you can see that, like, above the lab in the Great Hall on the 3D map screen, there is, like, a tower shooting off up into the air. You could have put, Stormy Ascent up there. I believe that's actually where the level is on the, prototype version of the game, which uses the, like, that concept art as the map screen. I believe that's where Stormy Ascent is, on that little tower, so, you know, probably they would have done that. And I'm not doing very well here, am I? Come on, let's... Damn it, why am I struggling so much here? Come on. Whew, that was close. Yeah. I guess another reason why I could say the level doesn't have quite as much of a good flow to it is this level, well, Slippery Climb is only 3 segments long. It's a left-scrolling horizontal segment, then a vertical segment, then a right-scrolling horizontal segment. Whereas this level has 7 segments to it. It has a vertical ascending segment, horizontal right-scrolling segment, vertical descending segment, horizontal right-scrolling segment, vertically ascending segment, horizontal left scrolling, no way. Yeah, horizontal left scrolling segment, that ends up, that's 7 segments, right? 1, 2, 3, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, it's 6 segments, sorry. So, this level has twice as many segments to it as Slippery Climb does. And that means that, they're sort of shorter, I guess? And as a result, again, that means there's less, progression of the challenge across each segment. It's more of a collection of different moments than it is a flow of the same sort of thing. I mean, I've pretty much explained this before. I do hope you understand what I'm talking about. Nevertheless, I do love this level. This is one of the things I want to see in Crash Bandicoot 1 Remastered coming next year. Like, I want to see Stormy Ascent restored to its full, proper glory as the final level of Crash Bandicoot. I want to see that. I need to see it. I need it in my bones, man. In my bones. This level needs to come back. It needs to make its triumphant return. I mean, most people that have played Crash 1 at this point have at least heard of Stormy Ascent by this point, but I think it would... Oops. But I think it needs to make, like, a proper appearance for all the people that never got to experience it and haven't ever heard of it because they haven't played the game in so long. Because, I didn't actually explain about the history of this level's discovery, but for quite a long time, people were suspicious that there was a second Stormy Castle Wall level, or at least that Slippery Climb was once drastically different, because on the PAL box art for the official release of Crash Bandicoot, there is a screenshot that looks like it's from Slippery Climb, but the actual obstacles... Ah, damn it, I have to reset the level. The actual obstacles within the level are different to what's actually in the final slippery climb, and in fact, it's from Stormy Ascent. The screenshot on the back of the PAL box art is from Stormy Ascent. So if you have a PAL version of this game, if you own a PAL copy, look at the back of your game cover and you'll see a screenshot from Stormy Ascent on it, which is pretty cool. So I'm pretty much back where I was now, here in the descending segment with two Aku Akus. Good thing this time. So yeah, basically, what I was explaining, the history of how this level was found. So yeah, that screenshot, that didn't appear in Slippery Climb on the back of the pub box art, that had people suspicious, but no one actually thought there was a full-on cut level that was very much like Slippery Climb in the game. They just thought, hey, that was probably just, you know, an earlier version of Slippery Climb, which had those particular obstacles. Oh, oops, oh, that was close. Jeez, that scared me. But yeah, it was in 2009 though, 13 years after this game was released. Oh, and there's the glitch landing on the bird, getting on the spikes instead. 13 years it took to discover this level. I'm not sure who found it or how they found it. I might have known that at one point, but I've clearly forgotten it by now. Yeah, it was found in 2009. I think like maybe August 2009, around about then. I can't remember like the month or anything. And so, you know, ever since then, I mean, it's been 7 years, pretty ridiculously, but it has. And, oh, that's bad. That's the third Cortex, the second Cortex. I'm not going to be able to get. I'm not going to be able to get the gem here. Because, yep, I just realized I screwed myself. Because it's impossible not to get the last third Cortex token. You actually have to get it. So, should I reset the level or what? Whatever, I enjoy playing this level. I might as well reset it. I'll meet you guys back at this part of the level right here. Alrighty, my friends, we are pretty much back up to where I was. Managed to get through there without dying. I do feel very lucky. Oh, great. See, this is why you have to be careful. This is probably the most tricky, not the hardest bit, but the most tricky and deceptive part of the level, that staircase. Like, seriously, it's actually so much harder than it looks. Camera, thank you. Okay, careful. I don't have any Aku Akus left now. I want to be careful not to incur the wrath of the glitch going on the spikes here. Phew. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, and I failed to bring this up last time, but horizontal moving birds. Yes, they did that. And these platforms here are on the exact same cycle, so you actually have to skip a cycle like that. Oh, and I almost died. Now this is the bit I died on last time because of how unpredictable the bloody platforms here. See, I could have jumped on it there, but I wasn't really able to tell that it was gonna... I'll meet you guys back here, for goodness sake. Why did I collect both tokens? Oh, I have to reset the level now. Oh, why? Why you do this to me, game? Oh. Well, there's an example of falling in between the spike and the staircase without getting hit for you. Oh, I guess I might as well just keep doing commentary from here, even though I'm not back up to where I was. Because I've just completely lost my train of thought of what I was going to say. I was going to talk about the horizontal birds at the end of the level as an example of how this level doesn't quite do enough with the ideas that it has. Because there's only about 4 or 5 horizontal birds at the end of the level. They don't really do quite enough with them, I feel. They're just introduced so late into the level. I feel like they could have really explored them a lot more throughout this level, particularly since they're not in Slippery Climb. Like, that's it, just those 4 or 5 at the end of this one. There's just so many vertical birds, and then suddenly a few horizontal ones. It's just kind of random and a bit underutilized. Okay, there we go. I skipped the token this time. Jeez. Ugh. So what would I say is my overall favorite part of the level? Probably the vertical parts, actually. The bits where Stormy Ascent lives up to its name. I guess I just like the vertical parts of these... Oh, that was close. Of these Stormy Castle wall levels, because the vertical part of Slippery Climb is my favorite part of that level, too. I don't know, I guess the obstacles just work really well when it comes to vertical platforming. I guess you can't work with the rotating platforms quite as much, but to be honest, the rotating platforms are probably the most annoying obstacles to deal with in these Stormy Castle wall levels. I like the platforms that go in and out and all that. Ooh. But yeah, the horizontal segments are alright too. I don't know, I like the vertical segment for its uniqueness, but it's pretty much the same sort of thing, just timing going down the stairs and jumping to avoid the spikes, but each one is harder than the last, so I'll give it props for actually having a good difficulty below in the descending part of the level. No, 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 no! I'm not making that jump. There's no way. No way, Jose. You've really got to pay attention to this. See, I could have gone there. Like, you've really got to pay attention to it. There we go. My goodness, I hate that jump so much. Got me killed so much. And it's a shame, because it's right at the end of the level. See, they give you like one horizontal bird as introduction. They jump straight into the 3 birds in a row. I don't know. Not quite enough done. I also wish the end of the level went a bit further here, because it looks like we're approaching the left border of the castle wall, the same way we were on the right border of the castle wall at the end of Slippery Climb. But we don't quite get to see the sea off the side of the castle. At least we can see a bit of the sky there, but I don't know. Not quite as a nice actual ending location for the level. But there we go, finally. Took a lot of work, but there is our clear gem for breaking all the boxes without dying. And it still says 0 gems, because of course this is all sort of glitched out a little bit. It's not a proper part of the game. So if I click A now, it'll just take me back to the title screen of the game, I believe. It doesn't actually save anything. So with that, that brings us to a conclusion of episode 18 and the bonus episode of this Let's Play. And this is pretty much the end of the Let's Play. Like, I was thinking I might do differences with the prototype version, but now, again, like I mentioned, I'm just going to end up doing an extra Let's Play for that, to be honest, because there's way too many differences to explore in one video, really. I'd want to show off the whole game. As for the Japanese version of the game, I was also going to do a video showing off all the differences in that version of the game, too. But I don't know, I think I might save it. You know, I can never do enough Crash on this channel. I think I'll probably end up doing a Let's Play of the Japanese version somewhere down the line. Maybe even another no spin run. I don't know, maybe there's a difference between the number of spins you need to do in the Japanese version. If there is, it's probably really minuscule, like 1 or 2, because the Japanese version is by and large pretty much the same game. It does have its significant differences, but not quite in the same degree as, say, the prototype version. So the prototype version will probably be a more interesting Let's Play. I'll probably do that one first, like maybe a few months down the line. And then, you know, we'll see if I feel like playing some more Crash 1 on the channel, then I'll probably be doing the Japanese version of the game as its own separate Let's Play, you know, a fair while in the future. Not too crazy long, though. As for what I'll be doing now, my next project will be going up tomorrow. It will be a Mega Man project, actually. A run I feel like doing in Mega Man 1. I'm going to start up some challenge runs, just the same way I have this no spin challenge run of Crash. I'm going to be doing challenge runs of the Mega Man games. If you're not familiar with them, you'll probably enjoy them if you're watching this video, because if you like Crash, that means you probably like platformers, and Mega Man is a fantastic platformer with lots of great 2D side-scrolling action and lots of shooting because you got all the weapons and stuff. But anyways, you know, if you haven't played Mega Man before, at least check out the first episode of that challenge run when it goes up tomorrow, because I'm sure you will enjoy it. Anyways, that brings us to the have I said that brings us to the conclusion already? I keep repeating myself, keep saying the same words over and over again, like nevertheless. I say nevertheless so much. Nevertheless, it's time to end the episode. I see what I did there. Oh, and I just want to say one more thing. Sweater Rooney. The best moment of this Let's Play, probably. The Sweater Rooney. I still can't get over that word. Oh, it's time to go out on a high note, though, with that. This is Fruity signing off.